Namaste friends. So welcome back to your own channel Anadi Ananta. And today's topic is, as you have already seen, desire fulfillment, and whether fulfillment of desires really leads to happiness or anything otherwise. So this is a very important topic, and of course it's an interesting topic to all of us, because we all at the core of our hearts have desires, and then everyone wishes that their desires are fulfilled. And noticing this word wish and desire, I would like to point out and ask you as well as to whether desire and wish are one and the same or different. So think about it and give your opinions in the comment section. और हिंदी में बोलने के लिए भी आपने कहा था, इसीलिए थोड़ा हिंदी में भी बोलूँगी. But let me just complete it as it comes, in whichever language it comes. So wish is that idea or ideology which the human mind picks up, and it's still in a dormant state, not in a very active state, and depends on factors. It need not necessarily be dependent on you and you taking up an action for its fulfillment, but maybe you have a wish which someone else can help you fulfill, or that could be an indirect means to your happiness. But desire is not so. Desire is that which is already taken deep roots into your heart, and it's very active. It is so active that it propels you towards some action in the direction of fulfillment of that particular object, desired object. Now the object could be any tangible object or intangible object. Like for example, wealth, relationships are all tangible objects, whereas fame, popularity are examples of intangible objects. But since the human mind is a very complex subject, and it has the ability to perceive and or conceive different notions and go after it to accomplish. So here, when a desire takes root in the human mind, according to Srimad Bhagavatam, where Sri Krishna himself states that when the human mind attains or perceives a certain object, it has ideas about the goodness of the object. And the object by itself may or may not have such good qualities inherent in itself, but the human mind perceives the object to be having those good qualities and constantly keeps associating with that particular quality, good quality of the object, and defines its happiness by procuring that object for itself. So there is a different chemical and physiological reaction which keeps happening in the body and the mind of that particular individual whose mind has conceived a particular attraction for a particular object. Then this desire propels the individual to take certain actions, steps in procuring that object. Now it could happen that the result could be favorable or unfavorable. In the event that the desire is unfulfilled, there are other emotions which start playing their role. So it could be anger. It results in anger, non-fulfillment of the desire, or unaccomplished desire leads to anger, and that anger after a certain period of time becomes devastating. So it all starts with the desire. Now, during this state of the desire getting rooted into the mind of an individual, if the individual is able to take a pause and just think about whether that particular object really has those attributes, and whether those attributes are really what this person is looking for to make himself happy, is something which can make a lot of difference in the life of that individual. Because most of the times we are much happier without working hard for any of the objects. 70% of or 80% of the times, the objects that we desire are not really contributing to our happiness. It is only leading to a lot of strenuous exercise and making us work very, very hard. Think upon this point and ponder on these points and see what are all those desires or objects which are like rudimentary and no more real contributors towards your own happiness. Most of the objects now can be classified into two: one that fulfill your needs and another which go beyond your needs. So whatever is your need is definitely what you need to work for and get them, and those are basic minimal requirements which are abundantly available in nature, and every human being manages to procure them one way or the other. Anything beyond is something which asks for a lot of commitment, dedication, hard work, and real stress and strain. So the answer to all this is whether you really need them. So question yourself. The next time you have a desire in mind, be conscious or be aware that there is a desire which is starting to play a game in your mind. Then keep observing what happens. If you start observing, it will have little or reduced effect upon your mind, and it will not be able to push you or propel you towards or force you to act in that particular direction. So keep observing. The next time you have this particular desire, you observe what happens, what are all the changes which happens, or what are all the thoughts which take place in your mind, and make a note of them. Also, sort of keep sharing your experience in the comment section below, and we can together then build a thought process along these lines. So whether desire and desire fulfillment really leads to happiness or not is something you have to observe in your particular life from now on, and give me a feedback as well. Thank you so much for now. Namaste.